though.
That's cool, though. Hell yeah. So, and you're at the fab shop. What are you welding on out there?
Currently, we're doing some 2.5-inch Schedule 40 carbon steel, just butt weld. It's for base build going out to Fab 42 out at Intel. Other than that, we do a lot of socket weld, a lot of carbon steel socket weld stuff. And that's the stuff that I get to weld. I don't have a stainless cert, so they won't let me touch the stainless out there. But on a day-to-day basis, I may weld 3-4 days out of the week, and the rest of it's spent, either cutting material for the journeyman or helping them fit or whatever they need. Because, when it comes down to it, I'm still an apprentice. So I have to kind of drop what I'm doing to go help them. That's my job.
I like that mindset right there.
Yeah.
I do, man. That's one of those things. You're not letting it go to your head. You're kind of walking the walk right there. You're not just talking about it. That's badass. What is there any welding process you guys are looking forward to learning, or maybe it's not here and you'd like to see come to the hall, or what?
I don't know. It really, we do a whole lot of it, but like the whole underwater thing might be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe just to try it one time. I'm not saying I'm afraid of deep water, so I don't want to know what's below me. I don't know that I'd ever jump and get underneath the ship and start welding. But I think just some of the booths that they practice in would be cool to just put a suit on, jump in there, and make it look like bubble gum on there. I don't know, just throw some metal at it. But other than that, I think maybe the hall brought some like the tip TIG. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Have you seen that, Chandler?
Yeah, I've seen that.
What's that?
It's a TIG torch, and then at the top of it is like a wire feed. So it's feeding wire out of the top of the torch, and you're walking the cup going on. You're not actually feeding wire with your other hand. It's just kind of coming out automatically. I think that might be kind of a cool thing to maybe bring in. I don't know how common it's used. I have yet to see it. I know Henderson has a machine, but we haven't used it.
Yeah. You guys tried this virtual weld lab?
Not here, but the tech school I was at, we had one there. It's kind of cool. It kind of made it a game. So it's a fun little machine.
Ended up trying a Lincoln virtual welder up in Indianapolis one year for a convention. And they're pretty cool.
Is it different though? Would you say it's a good tool to use while you're learning, or what?
I think it gives you a rough idea, but there's just something about being able to have a piece of slag land on your arm and just burn the living hell out of you, and you can't stop welding. And that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. So. To a point, yeah, it definitely helps, but it'll never be the same.
Yeah, I burned out some of my tattoo already, so that's a little disappointing, but it's the name of the game.
If they make one that shoots sparks at you while you're doing it, then
yeah, it makes you sweat profusely.
Damn, down here in Arizona too, man. You're sitting in the weld booth. It's freaking hot as hell outside. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hell yeah. So you guys are officially going to turn out as welders, or what?
That's the plan, yeah. I think ultimately the book still says steam fitter.
Okay.
But, you should have a ton of weld certs, so you should be able to take a call anywhere in the country, or, if you feel like staying here, then you can absolutely stay here. So.
Yeah, that's the plan, being able to have the certs that you need to go where you want.
Hell yeah. I like how you're helping throwing in the hangers for the pipe that's coming in. You're sitting here cutting material, still helping doing all the apprentice stuff that you're talking about, man. That's cool as shit, dude. That you guys are really embodying, I'm an apprentice, and you're staying hungry for those weld certs. So that's cool as fuck. And you guys, it's not a coincidence. You guys are fucking going the apprentice competition, testing yourselves, and just pushing yourselves to. It's one of those things that makes you a little better, right?
Yeah. And to be honest, I didn't sign up for the competition. I got signed up by somebody, and I just, I went and sat in on the meeting and that Dean had, and it kind of amped me up. I was like, I'll give it a shot. I'll just go in there, and why not? It'd be fun. It's on a Saturday.
Yeah.
I'll just go down there and weld, and it was good. I'm glad I did it, and I would highly recommend it to future apprentices coming up. If you can apply for it to get in there and do it, or put your name in there, do it. You won't regret it. It's a learning experience all the way through.
Hell yeah.
Let's be honest. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know, but it was good. It was a lot of fun, and it was one of those things where I'll just take it with me the rest of my life. It's something I'm glad I did, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody else coming through and wanting to do it or thinking about it anyway.
What's the biggest like epiphany moment you had in the booth or along your path so far? The biggest thing that just like hits you and you go, oh, that's what I'm doing wrong, or that's what I need to do.
That's a tough question. I mean, I've been in there in the booth before and been welding and be like, all right, you know what? No, this is it. I got it. And then the next day I go in, it don't work. You know, it worked the day before, but it doesn't work the next day. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. I don't know. That's tough. I'll have to get back to you on it. I can't answer that right away.
Me, it would definitely be just slowing down a lot more, just taking your time a lot more, and going in with the mindset of if you just do one coupon for the day, that's all right. But you know, if it's the best coupon that you've done for that day, you know, then you spent your time well. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, that's a bitch, man, because you're burning out coupons, and if you mess up or, you know, the coupon turns out, how much time have you wasted for that day, you know, in the booth? And it's just one of those things. Everything's time consuming when you're welding, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think you got to have the patience too, because prep is a major part of it. At least 80 to 90%. You know, the rest of it's just throwing in a weld. I had a journeyman tell me one time that the most work is in your first two tacks. You know, those first two tacks are going to determine the fit up, you know, of that joint. And if you don't have that perfect, it's definitely going to make your life harder when you go to put that weld in there, you know. And so maybe that might have been the biggest moment for me, is just making sure that everything, the gap was as perfect as I could get it, the prep was where it needed to be, and then, you know, getting the tacks in there and throwing the weld in after the fact. But
if completing a quality coupon was cutting a tree down in 8 hours, I would spend my first 6 hours sharpening my axe.
Hell yeah.
that's good advice to live by right there.
Right on, man. Yeah, prep work. That's it. I think that's with everything. You can kind of see that translate, because even when you're throwing in pipe, if you're laying it out right, you're making sure it's not running into anything. You know, you got everything set for the pipe to just fly in there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it looks slow. It always looks slow, but it's necessary, right?
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, man. What kind of beer are the welders drinking nowadays? What's the beer of choice?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a Bush Latte kind of guy. I like to get kind of redneck, so you know, I know some guys. I'm not gonna name his name, but he likes to drink dry whiskey. That's hardcore for me anyway.
Yeah.
Corona with the lime.
Corona with the lime. All right.
True Arizonan right there.
What about whiskey?
I like whiskey, but you know, I don't know. Me and hard liquor don't do too well, so I'm gonna stick with beer.
You got a whiskey yet? You're kind of young.
I'd say Jack Daniels is good for me.
Boom. That's a true welder whiskey right there, huh? But, hold on. How much time we running on?
48 minutes.
That's hell yeah. Hell yeah. You guys, one of the things I say is the chew is the welder juice. You get like plus 20, right? Or you guys don't?
I don't chew, or at least not anymore, so I mean, I guess, yeah, we can go with that, plus 20.
Hell yeah. Shit, man. Man, I don't know if I want to ask this. Yeah, I'm going to ask this. Who's the best instructor in the weld lab?
Ooh. You know what? I mean, they're all great. Don't get me wrong. They are all phenomenal. And, maybe I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Same here. Yeah.
Oh man, what's the most embarrassing thing you guys done on a job so far? Like one of the things that you're like, you just were really embarrassed about. I see you got a story. Look, I saw that look on your face. You got the story.
I got a couple. I don't know which one I want to share though.
Okay, share them all, man. Share them all.
I guess why, prepping material, doing the takeoffs, cutting the pipe, and we're trying to get this job done and going through, and I measured it out, cut it, thought I had it. It was, I don't remember the exact, but it was supposed to be 13/16, and I had a dyslexic moment, cut it at 3/16, and the journeyman looks at me like, dude, you don't even have to read tape measure? I was like, bro, I don't know what happened, and it's kind of slowed us down, and in my position, like I figured, I should at least have been a little better and paid more attention to it, but I mean, that can happen to anybody, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say working for my journeyman, seeing this other journeyman lay down all thread with clevis hangers on each end for his hangers, and then me going over to those pieces of all thread with clevis hangers on them and then cutting them off, not realizing that they're for his set of hangers, and I'm over here just stealing his hangers. And then being called a F and R-tard after that, you know. That's a good learning moment.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think I can vouch for you on that. I somewhere in the middle, I was snapping some cast iron, and I was just supposed to wait for the measurements and cut them, but I was trying to stay ahead. So, however, I was guessing at the length I was going to cut next. I went in the opposite direction based on the grade it was on, and I had already snapped it. And then, needless to say, me and the journeyman got a little heated argument after that. But I felt pretty stupid afterwards, and I was like, "Damn it." You know, but that whole week I was pissed off, and I was working a little harder, and I was like, oh, that's why they do that. Okay. You know, I realized why they do it. You know, you either get a little bitter or you get better from those moments. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we're still learning. And even once you turn out, you're still going to learn. I mean, I can't tell you how many journeymen be like, you know what, I was turned out and I learned how to do this. I mean, you know, you don't have to know it all, you know, by the time you turn out, but it'll be definitely ahead of the game for sure.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, man, I think we're going to close this out, but before we do actually got some questions coming in right now, so maybe you guys can help me with this. Long-time listener, first-time caller is how it opens up. I don't work in the trade, so it's been interesting for me to listen to you describe your work. I have a question that I'd like to hear you guys discuss on the podcast, and the question is, if you're to leave the trades and enter a corporate job, what's the number one thing you've learned during your time as an apprentice that you believe would help in your new role? And that's from Connor.
I'd say work ethic. I mean, it don't matter what job you're in, showing up to work on time and you're there and you're dependable. It don't matter where you go, that is going to take you the furthest. You don't got to be the smartest, the fastest, but if you're dependable and you're there on time every day, you'll go miles above everybody else.
Hell yeah.
I agree with Cody there. I'd say attitude, work ethic, and soft skills, definitely.
Right on.
And the ability to constantly learn, you know, to take in what other people say. Don't get to that point where you're like, yeah, I know it all. No, it's just everything you get from wherever you go, you know, there's always room to learn and grow. Heck
yeah. That was a good answer, man. Good answer. Anyone have questions, you want to send them in, hear them on the podcast, just go ahead and send your questions to azpipetradespodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's azpipetradespodcast@gmail.com. And is there anything else you guys like to leave on the podcast?
No, I mean, I think we pretty much hit it all and then some, I think.
Yeah, dude, you guys, thank you for coming on, man. You guys definitely came and shed some light on the welding. I appreciate you guys coming on, and I mean, you guys are out there representing, dude, so I just commend you. And guys like me, we look up to you. So little puny third years looking up to the fourth years. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, well, I loved it, man. Thanks for having us on here. I think what you guys are doing is great, and you know, definitely to continue this once you guys turn out and pass it on it's going to be phenomenal for the other guys coming through.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hell yeah. We hope some more guys will. A lot of guys are stepping up right now, and so we're just doing what we like to do, you know. We're not elected officials or anything of that where we're bound by any kind of rules or have obligations that suck, you know. So we get to pretty much do whatever we want so long as we're not misrepresenting, and it's been pretty cool. Having fun with it.
Yeah.
Get to sit here and talk to you guys, you know. I mean, how cool is this? We're just sitting here having a conversation. And hopefully it helps out some apprentices out there wanting to weld, you know. Maybe this inspires them to get in the booth.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope it does. I mean, that's what we're here for. All of us here to bring each other through it, so.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. That's what, I don't know, man. I really get inspired over stuff like this because it just helps me be better. Like, you know what I mean? No matter what I'm doing, it just makes me go, damn, those guys are working hard. And I want to, like, and not in a, I want to be better than you, but I was just like, I want to be badass like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's this guy, this journeyman. He's a ladies' man. He was just breaking it down for me. He says, when you, if we're all hanging out